Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we help you understand what's really going on behind those big corporate numbers. Today we're diving into four-leaf acquisition corporation's filing, and let me tell you, it's a bit of a dramatic read. Think of it as a company trying to explain why it might be dancing on thin ice with its stock exchange. So what exactly is this document we're looking at? Well, it's a Form 8K, which is essentially a current report that companies file with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC in plain English. They use this to announce major events that shareholders should know about right away. In this case, the big news is about Four-Leaf Acquisition Corporation, or FORL as they call themselves, getting some unwelcome news from Nasdaq, the stock market they're listed on. And we'll unpack what that means for investors. Stock market they're listed on. And we'll unpack what that means for investors. Alright, here's the core of the story. Back on August 21st, FORL received a notice from Nasdaq. Now, Nasdaq is like the gatekeeper for companies wanting to trade their shares publicly. This notice wasn't exactly a pat on the back. It said FORL had failed to file its quarterly report. This report is called a Form 10Q, and it's supposed to show how the company is doing financially every 3 months. This wasn't the first time Nasdaq was raising a red flag. The filing mentions that Nasdaq had already sent notices about FORL not following their rules to stay listed. FORL had asked for more time to fix things and got it, but now failing to file this financial report was another reason for Nasdaq to consider kicking them off the exchange. Imagine getting a final warning for being late on your homework, but then you don't even hand in the assignment. That's kind of the situation here. Now, the good news, or at least the slightly less bad news, is that FORL did get their missing Form 10Q filed just a few days later on August 27th. This is important because one of the main reasons they were in trouble was this missing financial update. However, the filing makes it clear that even after submitting the report, it's still an additional reason for Nasdaq to look at delisting them. So while they caught up on one thing, the underlying issues that led to this might still be a problem. Now, FORL is what's called an emerging growth company. This is a label given to newer, smaller companies that can take advantage of fewer or delayed reporting requirements. Think of it as a way for smaller businesses to ease into the complex world of public company rules. An example of this is that they are allowed to delay adopting new accounting standards, like waiting an extra year or two to implement some complex new financial reporting rules if they choose to. FORL has checked the box saying they are an emerging growth company, meaning they likely fall into this category where they might have fewer reporting burdens compared to larger, more established companies. Let's talk about what FORL actually sells, or how it's structured. This part tells us about their securities, which are basically the pieces of ownership or rights investors can buy. Here it lists their units. Think of a unit as a package deal. Each unit FORL offers contains two things: one share of their Class A common stock, which is like a regular slice of ownership in the company, and one redeemable warrant. Now, what's a warrant? A warrant is like a coupon that gives the holder the right to buy a company's stock at a specific price, usually for a set period of time. In FORL's case, you get one of these warrants with each share of stock in the unit. These are called redeemable warrants, which means they can be bought back by the company under certain conditions. The Class A common stock is the core of the company. The par value of $0.001 per share is a very small, mostly legal number. It's the minimum price at which a company can issue its stock, and for most tech or growth companies, this value is often set incredibly low. It has little to do with the actual market price you pay for the stock. And then there are the warrants. These are the coupons we talked about. Each whole warrant lets you buy one share of their Class A common stock, and the price you pay to do that, the exercise price, is set at 11.50 per share. So if the stock price goes above 11.50 per share, so if the stock price goes above 11.50 per share, so if the stock price goes above 11.50 per share, so if the stock price goes above 11.50 per share, so if the stock price goes above 11.50 per share, so if the stock price goes above 11.50 per share, so if the stock price goes above 11.50 per share, so if the stock price goes above 11.50 per share, so if the stock price goes above 11.50, these warrants become valuable because you can buy the stock cheaper using the warrant than on the open market. These are all traded on the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC. So FORL is basically listed on Nasdaq, and its core offerings are these units. that bundled together their common stock and these special warrants. Investors buy these units, hoping the company will do well, the stock price goes up, and maybe they can benefit from the warrants too. The filing also lists an exhibit which is like an attachment. Exhibit 99.1 is a press release dated August 27, 2025. While the filing itself doesn't detail the contents of this press release, it's very likely that this release was put out to announce the filing of the Form 10Q, perhaps to reassure investors and the market after the Nasdaq warning. Companies often use press releases to control the narrative and communicate important updates directly. And then there's Exhibit 104, the cover page interactive data file. This is part of a system called Inline XBRL, which makes it easier for computers to read and understand the financial information in SEC filings. It's like making the report machine readable so that financial data analysis tools can quickly process it. Looking at the signature, we see Bala Padmakumar signed off as the Chief Executive Officer. This means the CEO is taking responsibility for the accuracy of this filing and the information contained within it. So what's the big picture story here for FORL Acquisition Corporation? It seems like they'd had some trouble keeping up with their reporting obligations, which directly impacted their standing with Nasdaq. While they did file the overdue report, it's still being used as a reason for potential delisting. This suggests there might be deeper operational or financial issues that led to the delay in the first place. Keeping up with regulatory filings is really basic for a public company. And when you miss them, it signals to investors that the company might not be as organized or transparent as it should be. This can erode confidence and lead to a drop in stock price, as investors worry about the company's stability and future. For a public company, stability and future. For a public company, and when you miss them, it signals to investors that the company might not be as organized or transparent as it should be. This can erode confidence and lead to a drop in stock price, as investors worry about the company's stability and future. For a company that presents itself as an acquisition target, this kind of operational hiccup can be a major red flag for potential partners or buyers. It's crucial for them to get these foundational reporting processes in order to maintain credit. That's our breakdown of this FORL filing. What's your take on these events and what they might mean for the company's future? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this deep dive helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more straightforward corporate analysis. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.